Hey friends, today's prompt N in the hashtag ABC April 2025 is all about neutral tones, nostalgia, and nature inspired textures. We're diving into one of my most favorite combos, and I call it Not So Boring Neutral Elegance, NSBN, with a grungy twist. You're going to want to try this one. So, here's a peek at the finished piece, a textural pocket, you will, using digital elements, ISC stamps, and all those luscious layered techniques we love. Let's get to it. Here are some of the neutral seamless background digitals that I will be using, and of course, some of my favorite ISC stamps and some other mediums that you'll see me as I assemble this beautiful journal page. Now we're going to use a netting ISC stamp that I'm going to apply on the page, and I'm going to use two different distress inks. And I've shared this technique where before you heat set it, you want to use a little bit of water onto your page and then kind of swish and move your page around back and forth. And it's truly a lovely effect. Next, I added a stippling using a homemade tool, and it is such a fun technique to add around the edges or the corners, if you will, or anywhere if you'd like on your page. The third technique that I love so much is using your stencil with textured paste, and I do apply a little bit of gesso on the surface. It just helps the texture paste adhere, and then any other mediums that you will be using. And wait till you see the effect once this all is dried. The fourth technique is I want to use this oldie but goodie Adirondack ink pad with a leaf stamp. And what I do, you can barely see the leaf because I'm trying to keep the neutral vibe going with some embossing powder. And you'll see in a few what I will do. It's really cool. Once you apply your embossing powder, again, it doesn't have to be clear, it could be any color that you want, but then you'll see the effect in just a second. And here you'll see after I've spritzed the page a few times, I went in with uh, a darker stain because I truly wanted to bring out those neutral colors a little bit more. Now I'm absolutely in love with how this turned out. Again, I'm just playing with what I have around me, and there you could see that leaf stamp I used the clear embossing powder with, and now I'm going to accent that corner a little bit just to make the page pop a tad more. And now I'm adding metallic rub-ons from my stash of oldie but goodie. And I use a little bit of the pewter and then I go back with a little bit of the copper and it just accent that leaf stamp a little bit. And it's just a fun technique to try if you have these in your stash. Now I took an ISC butterfly stamp and using my sepia archival ink, I will stamp directly onto that printed tissue paper. I will add clear embossing powder and heat set it and then cut that out. I accented the bird and the feather with Versamark pen and then added the butterfly on the top there with a small embellishment to accent the page. The word cherish each moment is a stamp with some cheesecloth, and I think this layout gives the page great balance. And there you have a nice little tuck spot. Let me know in the comments what's one N word you'd stamp on your next tag. And don't forget, grab your free NSBN map page and Birdie sheet on my Ko-Fi. Links in the description box and comment. Until our next prompt, take care.